So, hello there, listen up. I need to tell you something important. If you're going through a separation or a divorce right now in your life, you're probably terrified of one thing: losing everything you have worked for. And here is the hard truth about going through something like this: it is not in your head. Research shows that Black women faces an average of 41% drop in household income after divorce. 41%. I mean, that is ridiculous. That's almost the half year income that you earn. So yes, your fear is real. It's valid. But here's what I also know is that terror you're so scared of, it can become your fuel. You can use it to rebuild again. So welcome to Midlife Without Fear again. I am Juliet, and if you've been watching, you know this channel is about reinvention, about taking back control. When life throws you sideways, you just have to bounce back up. Today we are talking about the toughest trigger of all hardship in life, all kind of tribulations we go through, the relational crisis, the divorce, the separation, that moment when the partnership you built your life around just disappears. I'm going to be straight with you. This isn't going to be one of those find your joy videos. We are going deeper than that. We are going to dive deep into this problem. We are talking about the real financial impact, the emotional weight, and most importantly, the practical steps you need to take to rebuild. Because here is the hardest truth: you can rebuild, but only if you face the truth. You have to face the truth first. So let's do this together by facing the truth, and that's how we can rebuild again. Let's start with what we are really dealing with here. When a marriage ends, it's not just your heart that breaks. Your entire financial foundation can just crumble. And for a Black woman, the statistics are brutal. We face some of the highest rates of divorce worldwide, and mostly in the Western world. And we see nearly double the drop of income compared to other groups in the Western world when a Black woman gets divorced. When assets get divided, or when there's nothing to divide at all, we are hit the hardest. I lived this. I know what it's like to stare at a future with no safety nets, just your kids looking at you like you have all the answers, which you don't have because you didn't plan well. That moment when you realize no one is coming to save me, I have to save myself, that's the moment you start rebuilding. And here's something else we don't talk about enough. There's this myth, the strong Black woman, that tells us we don't need help. Bullshit. That's bullshit. That we should suffer in silence. That asking for support is weakness. Let me tell you, that myth is dangerous. It keeps us isolated when we need community. We need community around us. The most important thing. It stops us from being vulnerable. Vulnerability is exactly what we need to heal. So the first thing we are going to do is push back against that lie. You are allowed to need help. I'm allowed to need help. You are allowed to grieve. You are allowed to fall apart. For a season though, but not forever. Just take your time. Cry, scream, feel every bit of that anger and heartbreak of a divorce. You have to, but then you get back up and you build again. That's when the Black woman power should come out. The getting back up and building again. Yeah, I know some of you came to this channel or you clicked on this video because you're looking for a financial tip, how to split accounts, how to protect your credit because you are in a marital problem or whatever. We are getting there. I promise that. But we need to start with something that is more important, and that which is more important is you. You is because if you try to rebuild financially while you are emotionally falling apart, it won't stick. That's just it. It won't stick. You can't rebuild a house on a cracked foundation. Let's focus on how to rebuild ourselves first, build our foundation, and then we can talk about the finances. So stick around with me. I want you to keep watching. Let's start with the step one. You have to build your support system. I can't say this enough. You need people around you, period. You need families, friends, a therapist, a financial advisor, whoever makes sense for your life. Don't do this alone. I don't care how strong you think you are. Find a support group. Find somebody to talk to who understands your cultural background. It is so important. Find online communities of Black women going through the same thing. They're out there, believe me. Because when you're surrounded by people who get it, you realize I'm not alone. I'm not broken. I'm just going through something hard at this moment in my life. It makes things way easier. It made it easier for me. So find these communities because they're out there, which is the first step in your recovering and in your rebuilding. And step two, prioritize self-care. Yes, I know. Self-care sounds like it sounds like an Instagram advice, but hear me out. You need to move your body. You need to exercise, walk, dance, go to a yoga class. Whatever gets you out of your head, you need to be actively engaged. You need to journal if it works for you. Get those racing thoughts out of your brain and onto a paper. Write them down. You need moments of joy, even small ones. Your favorite song, dance to it. A phone call with someone you that makes you laugh. Those are things you have to take into consideration. Step three, join empowerment networks. There are so many communities out there for women like us. Black women in transition, for example, is one of them. Women thriving after divorce, women building businesses from nothing. Those are good communities you could join. Find your people, find the ones that works for you. Show up, share your stories, because when you see other women who made it through, you start to believe that you can do it as well, and it gives you this motivation that you are not alone. What you're going through at this moment, it's not just happening to you alone. Somebody else has lived through it in a whole different form. That's what these communities are for. Okay, you've started building your emotional foundation. Now let's protect your finances. Whether you're still married or already separated, these steps are critical to all women. So listen and pay attention. I know no one wants to plan for the worst. You don't get married planning for divorce. You don't walk into a marriage with an exit plan, well, unless you have a prenup. And honestly, more of us should have a prenup that protects us, not the ones that works against us though. That's for another story. But if you don't, there are things you can do right now to protect yourself before it gets too late. So keep listening, keep watching. Sister, build an emergency fund. At least aim for 3 to 6 months of living expenses in an account that is yours. I know that sounds like a lot, but you can start small. $10 a week. Whatever you can do, have your own savings account on your name where you save your own money, because if this falls apart, that fund that will be your breathing room. And nobody told me about these funds in my days. I was planning hours, I was saving hours. Had I known, it was after my divorce that I started hearing from most women, you should have your funds, which I didn't have. So ladies, You've been warned. Have your own funds. It is so crucial. Doesn't mean you're hiding anything, but have your funds ready. With that being said, next up, open an individual account. If all your money is in a joint account, you're vulnerable. Open a checking and savings account in your name only for you. Start directing some of your income over there. This isn't sneaky, this is being smart. Just be smart. Direct your income over there. 3, know your financial situation. Make a list of your finance. Have an Excel sheet. Write them down. All your assets, your houses, your cars, your retirement, your accounts, or your debts, credit cards, loans, all income sources. You should know what is going in and coming in and out. You need to know exactly where you stand so you don't wake up one day with a surprise list that is being made for you. But if you are already separated or you are already divorced, start with a separate joint account, number 1, as soon as possible. This protects your credit, prevents your ex from draining shared accounts. Believe me, sister, work with your lawyer or mediator, whoever is helping you through your divorce, to do this properly. Secondly, rebuild your credit card. Get a credit card in your name. If you don't have one, use it for small purchases and pay it off every month. Check your credit report. Don't forget to do that. Always keep your finances in check. Make sure your ex actions doesn't affect you or they are not affecting you in any way. So go through your finances, go through all the receipts and everything that's coming in and going out. Thirdly, try to reduce debt. This is a priority number 1. High interest credit card debt, attack it as soon as possible. Pay more than the minimum. Career and income. Here's where we talk about building a new income and building it, in a way that it gives you a freedom. Because one of the biggest mistakes we make is tying our financial security to one job, one employer, one place. We are just then stuck. If you learned one thing, if you learn anything from this divorce or separation, let it be this. You need multiple streams of income, sister. You need skills that travels with you. You need to be mobile, you need to be remote, you need to be able to be remote when needed. Step 1 into tackling our finance is investing in yourself. Retrain, upskill, get certified in something that pays well and offers flexibility. That's very important. At this moment, tech, for instance, is huge right now. Salesforce is higher tech, data analysis. You don't need a degree in those things anymore. You need training and you need to be ready to learn new things. Remote healthcare, that's still another thriving role at this moment. I mean, if you are a nurse and you have a healthcare background, you are sitting on gold. Telehealth, medical coding, case management, those are things you could do remotely. Consulting, if you have been in corporate, you have expertise people will pay for. So do something in consulting. The point is, don't stay stuck. Learn something new so that you can rebuild again, so that you can be financially stable and be able to take care of yourself without depending on anybody. These skills will help you rebuild, will help you stand on your feet again. So without giving up, life is still out there. There's still opportunities to use to rebuild and to recreate yourself to whatever you want. Step 2, if you're like me, you want to explore remote work, you want flexibility, you want to be able to move and to travel or just work from your couch, whatever that interests you. Remote work is your path. Here are a few roles to consider in remote work, like a virtual assistant, a freelance writer or editor, social media manager, online tutor, consultant, remote customer service Those are remote works that you can do, and from anywhere, from your couch, from home, as a stay-home mom, or while the kids are at school. Check all these works out. Step 3, in finding this remote work, use the right platforms to find the right job. So don't just scroll LinkedIn and hoping something falls in your lap. Go where the jobs are. Go to networks. Use places like Upwork and Fiverr, for instance, for freelance gigs. There are a lot of freelance gigs. Flex jobs for fettered remote positions. You have WeWork, Remotely, and remote.co. Black Remote, especially for Black women seeking remote work. And you have Indeed and Glassdoor with remote filters in them. Use network and show up as well, which is very, very important that you show up. Long-term plan. You are not just surviving here, we are building a future. So let's talk about the long term as well. First, set financial goals. Short term, pay off your debts, which is very important. Build an emergency savings. And for your long term, invest your money, invest your capitals, what you have, buy properties if you can afford them, build wealth. Write these goals down, create a vision board so you can always see them and work on it daily, because without a goal you cannot hit the target. Secondly, get a professional help. Find a financial advisor who understands divorce, someone who can help you navigate assets. It's very important to have them. Division, retirement, accounts, and taxes. This is worth the investment of having an advisor to help you go through these things. 3, think legacy. What do you want your life to look like in 5 years from now, in 10 years from now? Not just financially, but also think about your emotional well-being 5 years or 10 years from now. Your spiritual well-being, your physical well-being. How do you want to be? Start building towards that vision, because this divorce, it's not the end of your story. It's the beginning of your comeback story. It's the beginning of the new you. You will always emerge into the other side a stronger and a more assured person if you follow these steps and work on yourself. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. Divorce is hard. The financial hit's real. The emotional weight is heavy. But you know what else is real? Your ability to rebuild, your strength, your resilience. You have survived 100% of your worst days, and you're still here listening to this video about divorce and how to survive it. So take the time you need to grieve. Lean on your people. Get your support in place, which is very important. Don't forget to do that. And then start building gradually, because the woman you are becoming on the other side of this, she is going to be unstoppable. You don't even know how great she's going to be. So sometimes the pain you're feeling now is just a hidden blessing that is going to emerge on the other side. So hang in there and keep rebuilding. So if this video helped you today, do me 2 favors. 1, I want you to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. We are building a community of women who refuse to live in fear. So join us in this community so we can build together. Secondly, drop a comment. Tell me where you are in your journey at this moment. What's your biggest challenge right now? Let's talk about it. Next week, we are diving into trigger number 2, which will be the physical crisis we women go through. Our hormones, perimenopause, burnout, and why your body might be forcing you into a career pivot. Trust me, you don't want to miss that one out. Thank you for watching.